Welcome back and happy Friday. This week, we saw tons of bills filed and several more move through committees in both the House and Senate, namely due to the Senate bill filing deadline being Thursday of this week. Y'all, there's a lot to cover, so let's dive in. House Bill 87, Cell Phone Free Education, is similar to Senate Bill 55, and this bill would prohibit or drastically reduce cell phone usage during instructional time for students in public schools. This bill received a favorable report in the Education K through 12 Committee Tuesday, February 25th, and will now head to House Judiciary 3 Committee. House Bill 165, Child and Family Welfare Ombudsman Office, is a bill that would create a Child and Family Welfare Ombudsman Office. This office would be responsible for advocating on behalf of children and families in the welfare system, as well as help them navigate the child welfare system. This bill also includes an appropriation ask of $282,000 for creating and hiring staff for the office. House Bill 165 passed its first reading Monday, February 24th, and is headed to the Appropriations Committee. Then there was House Bill 186, the Stars and Stripes Commitment Act, would require all North Carolina schools to have students recite the Pledge of Allegiance before classes start for the day. House Bill 186 passed its first reading Wednesday, February 26th, and has been assigned to the Education K-12 Committee. House Bill 217, Driver Education 18 years or older and unlicensed, is legislation that would modify the state's driver's license requirements for folks over 18. They will have to complete a drug and alcohol abuse training, and the training must be 3 hours long, which will include physiological and psychological effects on drugs and alcohol on driving, as well as the dangers of driving while tired. Lastly, the training must be through a third-party vendor, and the Department of Motor Vehicles would contract with this vendor. House Bill 217 passed its first reading Thursday, February 27th, and will now travel to the Transportation Committee. Senate Bill 55, Student Use of Wireless Communication Devices, is a bill that has been forecast for a while now. It would ban cell phones in school during instructional time. Although there was much discussion about the bill, Senate Bill 55 passed the Higher Education Committee Wednesday, February 26th, and will now head to the Rules Committee. There was also Senate Bill 155, Social Work Interstate Licensure Compact. This bill works to increase access to social workers and would add North Carolina into a compact where social workers from other states who meet requirements within the bill can serve North Carolinians. Requirements include each participant paying a participant fee, having an active multi-state license, and abiding by all laws and regulations. Senate Bill 155 passed its first reading Wednesday, February 26th, and now heads to the Judiciary Committee. Then we have Senate Bill 162, Shared Parenting. This would add the presumption of 50-50 shared custody for both parents if it is in the best interest of the child or children involved. Its intent is to support shared and joint custody agreements between parents. Senate Bill 162 passed its first reading Wednesday, February 26th, and will now also go before the Rules Committee. Senate Bill 170, Foster Parents' Rights Notice, would require foster parents receive a 48-hour notice if a child they are housing is going to be returned to their parents or if they have an upcoming court hearing. It would also require that the foster parents are included in the transition plan for the child. After passing its first reading Wednesday, February 26th, Senate Bill 170 awaits a review by the Rules Committee. That meeting date is yet to be determined. Senate Bill 177 adds psychiatric hospitals to Medicaid HASP. Would add psychiatric hospitals to the Healthcare Access and Stabilization Program, also known as HASP. The HASP played a critical part in North Carolina expanding Medicaid, as funds from the HASP cover a portion of the expense of additional Medicaid enrollees. Senate Bill 177 passed its first reading Thursday, February 27th, and the Rules Committee will review it next. Told you it was a lot, right? But just remember, this is just a snippet of the many bills that we are tracking and analyzing. To see all of the bills we're following, be sure to access our live legislative tracker. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for all that you do for North Carolina and North Carolina's children and families. Now say it with me. Make it a great one, y'all.